What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Show. My name's AJ Gills. How y'all doing? We are starting something new today. It is time for GreedFall. Yes, this game came out yesterday, and yes, I tried to put up something for it yesterday. I guess it just was not meant to be. I don't know what the hell happened. Partway through my recording, my PlayStation just turned off. It's been doing that lately. I don't know. It's been going to sleep. It's been turning just off. It's been turning on when I'm not even, when I haven't even pressed the button. I don't know. Maybe I actually need to replace the damn thing before PlayStation 5 comes out. I don't know. I really hope that's not the case because I don't want to drop a couple $100 to buy a new one. But if that's what I have to do, I have to do. Either way, I played about an hour and a half of the game. I really like it so far. Not the most visually appealing thing. I mean, it doesn't look bad for, I mean, no matter what, the studio behind this game, Spiders, is still a small team, but with Focus Home Interactive behind them, I think that they were given a much larger budget than they had with any of their previous games, because you can see influences from like the Technomancer and their earlier games on this one, but the dialogue is actually well written. It's well performed. I'm not saying it's groundbreaking. No, but it's good. It's solid. I like the RPG mechanics. The city's really cool looking, at least the opening one that we're in. I like the way that you can tackle problems through multiple different, through disguises or through stealth or through dialogue. This game, it really doesn't hold your hand a whole hell of a lot. Or it does by kind of cleanly laying out your options, but then saying, decide how you want to tackle the problem. It's really neat. Storage can say, yes, we gotta override my old one. We'll play on normal difficulty. But yeah, like I said, the game's really cool. So far, everything that I've read about this game, it's mostly been headlines that I've been seeing on Twitter of everyone's reviews. I usually don't like to read reviews or, like those videos that go up on YouTube saying, well, I got to play the game and here's my honest opinion. I generally don't like to listen to those just because I don't want my my opinion of a game to be either inflated or deflated before I go in and play. I'm going to try and come in as clean as I can. But everything that I've been seeing just from headlines is saying that this game is... it's really good.
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
Alright, let's see. We're going to play as a man. Looking for a good preset. Oh, I hate that preset. Yeah, we'll go with that preset. I'm going to change that hair, though, because that's going to irritate the hell out of me. That's not bad. Yeah, I don't want to go with facial hair, because I don't want to... Well, one, because I think the facial hair looks dumb. Generally, in games, a lot of times, to me, facial hair looks like it's just glued on. Actually, that one's not bad. But it's going to hide the mark on the neck, so... as far as eyebrows go, that's pretty close to mine. Yeah, I'm really pasty. Oh wow, go full on Geralt. Alright, not too blonde. Actually, that's pretty. That's. Nah, well, that's actually pretty close to my actual hair color, and given how long my hair is right now, that's actually pretty close to my hairstyle. So yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, I kind of have like a really dark blonde, and yeah, blue eyes. There we go. Yeah, actually, I like this character. Yeah, I have a dark blonde that kind of looks brown in some lights. Starting skills, so one-handed heavy weapons, one-handed blades and firearms, profile and controlling the battlefield, set elemental traps, firearms, one-handed blades. I'm actually going to go technical as my opening. And now we have what we want to... Okay, so we can put into agility, accuracy... I can't operations. You know what? I'm gonna be making a few different choices than I did when I made my first character. I'm actually gonna go agility, so increases fury generation and all damage inflicted in melee combat attributes to wield the best one-handed, two-handed sword. Physical damage plus 10. Yeah, so we're gonna go agility, and we're also in our talents. Normally, I'd go lockpicking, but given some of the quests that we have just here to start the game, I'm actually gonna pick science as my opening.
Just a few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face. That's a
The hell's that mean?
Out of my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We've nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry, I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Teleme and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name.
Yeah, now seeing his hair color in a different light, I'm thinking it's a little more brown than I wanted.
But urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lord. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir. Truly, I must be going.
My lord, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested I finish this.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
Alright, so up top we got a little compass that shows us our way around. Alright, let's see here. So here's our equipment screen. We got our bags. We have ammo for our gun. Oops. We got ammo, ingredients, quest items, and junk. I keep pressing the wrong button there. And now we have our first melee weapon. We have a rusty stiletto. But I'm going to equip the alchemist's rapier because it's usually I don't go with DLC weapons, but I like the look of it. So that's what we're going with. We are also going to equip the rusty stiletto as our secondary. We have the regulation pistol and the rifle with boar ivory, which is our firearm. I'm not sure. I can boost armor damage. It does less physical, but it does more armor. So yeah, I think we're gonna take that. Again, with the difference between armor and all that damage, it'll be explained in a second when we do the combat tutorial. There we go. Let's go boots with leaded heels. I'm also going to equip the DLC armor that I picked up, or not DLC, the pre-order armor, just because it looks really cool. We can also equip fancy hats and of course capes and a necklace. All right, so there we go. Loaded up my character. And we got maps and everything, so we're going to have, like, points of interest. In this game, points of interest are also, I'm trying to think what to call them. They're also, like, districts on the map, so sometimes you'll, like, I saw a lot of them when we actually got into the city, and I'm just like, oh my god, there was so much to do. Now, okay, it's actually, a lot of it is, like, hey, here's a new district in the city. Okay, you got missions, you got the world map right now. We're in Serene, it's the city that we're currently in. It's the city of the Merchant Congregation, which is the faction that we're, I guess, born into. And then you have Frede. I've seen it spelled and I still can't pronounce it, which is the continent that we're going to find some cure for a plague. All right, and here's our character's backstory. You can pause and read these as you would like. We'll kind of go through them. If you want me to actually go through and read them someday, I'd be happy to, but that's going to be one of those, that's its own video. So, alright, looks like that's, oops, actually there's 2 more screens. We have our actual, all of our stats. You can even see the relationship. I mean, these are all the different groups. You have the Congregation of Merchants, which is nice because, again, that's what we're already a part of. You have the Bridge Alliance, Theleme. I'm not 100% sure what that is. The Coin Guard, which as far as I can tell are kind of like mercenaries or bodyguards. The Naughts, who are sailors, and the natives of Tier for Day. And then you have character development, which is your actual skill tree and everything, and which also has attributes and talents, and then back to equipment. So there we go. I know some people always wonder why I like to show. Oh, there is a sprint. It's X. Okay. For some reason, I haven't figured that out. I know a lot of people question why I like to go through all of the menus. Because to me, I like menus.
Green blood.
Cut.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your goal.
Oh, enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Ha! Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor!
All right. See, it's weird to me that X is dodge and circle is parry. Okay, we have the tactical pause menu. Okay, let's actually set this. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Let's bind it. That's going to be up. Got him.
You defend yourself well, Greenblood. One might think you had a proper master of arms.
The best.
You already training for your new post of legate? Don't tire yourself. Flattery'll get you nowhere. But for the fight, you have remembered your basics. Your performance just got you out of a final lesson. Unless you want to go through the paces again before we depart.
Like I said, I was able to do that because I went through stuff. But, yeah, let's go through the basics just to show you guys how things work.
In that case, Otto here is going to be your training partner. Go! Fight with honor!
Alright, firearms are ideal for interrupting and destabilizing enemies. Each shot consumes 1 ammunition. Again, my guy's hair... No, actually, I guess in this light it's still kind of blonde. It's a really dark blonde. Again, it's kind of like mine. It's still a little more than I wanted, but... what can you do? Physical armor is shown on the shields of the health bar. Armor absorbs part of the physical damage. To break an enemy's armor, you can use an impact weapon or certain traps. Magic attacks ignore armor. Yeah, I don't have any weapons that are really impact weapons. The only thing I have is... Fury is a state that allows you to use special attacks that inflict bonus damage and make enemies lose their balance. A segmented meter that fills up under the I can't read. Segmented meter that fills up as you attack an enemy. I don't know where it's getting under. Cast a spell or parry attacks from an enemy will allow you to see your Fury level. When the meter reaches the first level, the visual effect will appear in your character's hands. Press L2 to use a Fury attack.
It appears we've brushed up on the basics.
It does, and I'd like to be on my way. I've quite the list of things to do before we depart.
Indeed. Remember that you can always train in our barracks on the island if you're feeling rusty.
Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
Of course I'm happy. I actually like Kurt.
I'm thrilled that both you and Sir de Corsilion are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
Ah, so the old goat is coming too. And there I was thinking I would die of boredom on the trip. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I have no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
That's how I like Kurt. As a whole, of the little combat that I've played, I don't hate it. I actually fairly like the combat, because I liked the combat in the Technomancer once I got the hang of it. And I feel like this game is going to be very similar. I'm curious. Sorry, I want to check a specific setting. The camera controls a little oddly, in my opinion. No, okay. Yep, I have camera sensitivity down. I turned it down a couple clicks. It actually fixed my problem. It felt really slidey. It was just kind of odd to me. But I feel like there's one or two other. Yeah, like I was saying, combat it can feel a little weird to start, because it's kind of similar to certain things, but it's kind of unique. It's one of those that once you get used to it, though, it's actually pretty good. I gotta hand it to this game. It really does a lot of things well. We're gonna move into, in my opinion, a really good cutscene. So I'm actually gonna let it play, and while it plays, I'm gonna go grab something to drink because I've already seen it. But hope you guys enjoy this little scene.
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition.
Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about.
Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill...
Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure.
Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to...
I know. But it brings me comfort to know my son has left on a mission to heal his people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here, take this with you.
What is it?
A family heirloom. Something that Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
As I said, great scene. I love the lighting that you see kind of right there at the end coming through the window. I also like how, yes, this game deals with the concepts of colonization, but it's not just colonizing just for the sake of expanding your empire. It's actually colonizing for the seek of a cure for this plague. And again, it's just like I said, I like and it's kind of sad for the character that no matter how much he goes and can find the cure, no matter how fast, no matter what, he can't save his mother. It's just a nice little scene. Like I said, I thought well written and well performed. It's like I said, the lighting in this game is pretty cool. I actually didn't notice it really the first time, but just the color scheme of the sky and the way it kind of comes through kind of the smoke of the city, and like I said, into that room, it's just really, really neat. God damn it, I love the hats. I want the hat like my character, and I want those like tricone hats.
Look.
Sorry, I like hats.
See the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You're right. Maybe he's already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain. I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Of course. Where is the supplier?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
Alright, let's bring in Kurt. And you can kind of see his relationship level over... basically, his faction, he's a coin guard. His relationship, he's suspicious of us. We can see his attribute and everything. We can even get like a basic idea. He's a melee combat master. And we can see his friendship bonus will give us craftsmanship once we, attain his friendship. I mean, you kind of got it a little bit in that
Visits to the ambassadors of Thélème and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Thélème. Okay, that's how that's pronounced.
Constantine will be waiting for us next to the ship.
I don't know, but it's certainly worthy of inspection.
So Constantine, or his, our character's cousin, he's going to be the governor of the... He's going to be the governor of I believe it's a New Serene in Tirfide, and we're going to be legate. We're basically some sort of ambassador. So again, it was something that was touched upon in a lot of the stuff that in a lot of the trailers and stuff that we saw. Our character really can do a lot of stuff through just diplomacy, through talking to people a lot. So by holding, okay.
To my help, and death to the others!
Alright, gold coins, picked up some ammo, a bandit hat, more coins. More coins. I personally, I really like the look of the city. Kind of grimy. In a weird way, it kind of gives me a steampunk vibe. Yet I know it's not steampunk. That's not what I would, you know, call the genre. But there's just elements of it that kind of look steampunky to me. Alright, so we're going to, as Kurt said, we're going to negotiate with this vendor.
Good day, good sir. How might I be of service?
Okay, you're scaring me with that face.
Why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard?
There's been a misunderstanding, sir. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just an agent. And I'm only obeying orders.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain. It's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders. Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You're demanding a second payment but refuse to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
Alright, so here we go. We can just out and out threaten them. We can use charisma to threaten a prison sentence, though that's got a 50% chance of succeeding or whatever. Or we can use our intuition. I'm going to go with intuition.
I'm certain we can come to an unofficial arrangement. You are clearly the apprentice of a demanding master who expects you to follow orders without raising a brow. Life in your shoes can't be easy. Perhaps we could help you take the weight off your feet.
And what would I have to do in exchange? If I give you the merchandise, my master will still demand the price you're supposed to pay me.
Not if you were robbed. By pure chance. I mean, it could happen to anyone. What if the guards leave a little extra bonus in your pocket as you look away? And while you're making yourself busy elsewhere, some of my men break in and collect their merchandise. You'll just have to make a devastated, the dastardly boldness of them face in front of your master, and we're done.
And the bonus will be how much?
Well, you won't be retiring with it.
Oh. All right. Done. I'm with you. As soon as I've received my bonus, my eyes will grow weary-like.
Not just yet. You'll get your bonus afterwards. The guard has already been taken once by your promises.
Well, you can't hold it against me for trying. Very well. Call for your men to come.
You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo! The quartermaster must be expecting us.
Alright, I want to check something. This, is it here? Attributes. I'm trying to see what intuition. Okay, I immediately get +1. Do I get a +1 to intuition already? I'm not sure. Or if I get a bonus. I'm not sure what the little pluses are. Does that have to do with my gear? Yep, my hat gives me +1 intuition. Okay. Loot chains, grasp, strip. Okay, that's what the pluses are. Okay. Because I'm wearing this hat, I get a boost to intuition. Alright, alright. I understand how that works now. Because I'm like, I don't have any points in intuition. How was I able to use an intuition based dialogue option there? And it explains it now. Alright, so we got a little merchant there, but let's go see the coin guard guy. I like this how the buildings are just, it's no load screen, it's just into the building.
Sir de Sardet, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 3D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
Yes.
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, no. If he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
I love that answer of a way that's less illegal. Just the way he said that was great. You know what? I'm gonna actually talk to these ambassadors before we head down to the ship, and try and keep this video under the hour mark, just so I can upload at least one or two more before I have to head off to work tonight. I think that's gonna be the plan, and then we can finish off, hopefully finish off the new Serene stuff in a video or two. I've seen other YouTubers who have actually taken like 5-6 parts just in this opening segment alone.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sardet, I have been told that you were named Legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Tier 3D. My cousin Constantine is about to take up office as Governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of his allies.
Somebody want to tell me what a legate is?
Of the bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tir-Fredi for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover.
Have you tried to understand it? See, I like how this is actually taking point or this game is taking place like 15. I think it's about like 15 years or so, probably even longer after first contact between the natives and our people. It just it speeds things up a little bit, so we don't have to have that whole, like I said, first contact thing.
What of your war with Thélème?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tir-Fredi.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Thélème has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Alright, so that's all the little backstory we can get from him.
Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
Like I said, if anybody knows, can somebody tell me what exactly a legate is? I'm not sure what exactly where that falls in diplomacy. But okay, so we learned some interesting things. So it sounds like the Bridge Alliance have a big emphasis on science and exploration. Hence, the whole thing with the alchemy. They're in war with Thélème, and with what they've said about Thélème. Thélème, I'm gonna guess, is some sort of theocracy built around religion. And again, I could be entirely wrong, but that's just what he said there, mixed with the people praying, is what that's making me making me think. Oh yeah, Cardinal.
Good day, Excellency.
Sir de Sade, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tir-Fredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache.
The hell does Brio mean?
Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
Because you have something you want us to do for you.
Honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that. But I'm sure my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You're hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do.
Heretic hunts.
Could you tell me anything about Thélème?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith, and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical, and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
I'm sure there are not going to be side quests that involve this little conflict.
What's your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints. That heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
How is Thélème faring on Tirfredi?
We built a marvelous city, San Matthias, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult. Disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front. Without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Tifredi?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Alright, seems like everything from him.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, de Sade.
Alright, in the next video, we'll go see Captain Vasco. He is going to be our captain. I believe he's also a companion in this game. He's also got a little kind of like errand for us to run, and we'll do a lot of that stuff in the next video, so you can really see how completing missions and really using the dialogue and everything. I think that's actually what I'm going to be doing a lot in this series. I'm going to focus less on combat and focus more on diplomatic solutions. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm going to play like a goody two-shoes. I actually, because if you know how I like to play my characters, I like to play kind of like rogues with Heart of Golds, if that makes sense. So my, I'll just take everything. Basically, my goal is I'm going to try and play a... I'm not going to say we're not going to make decisions for money. We're not, I'm not going to say that we're not going to make decisions for money. I'm not going to say that we aren't going to be above violence or anything like that. But we're going to try and use subterfuge and political backstabbing or whatever to kind of solve our problems. You know, it's like I said, we're going to be kind of like a politician, or kind of like, you know, kind of use diplomatic means to solve problems. Doesn't mean we're not going to be an asshole, but we're going to be a little more diplomatic assholes. That's, at least that's my my opening plan. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first little look at GreedFall. I think we've only just scratched the surface of a lot of the other cool stuff that we get to do. But like I said, I'm going to close here so I can hopefully get a little bit else done. Mix that with I'm hungry and want to grab something to eat for lunch. So thanks for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, mines.com. Links, all that stuff is down in the description below. Like, comment, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned, more next time. Till then, my name's AJ Gell. This is the 7th Game Channel. I'm out.